And welcome back. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to notice is the fact that I removed the torches and placed a jack-o'-lantern. It's a lot cheaper, and it lights up both the top and the bottom pretty well. If we look down here at the mob grid, you can't see any. Outside, yeah, you see them. So that helps a lot. It's now spring. Crops are in the ground. Orchard's starting to come there. It's actually starting to look like something. Vegetable farm is actually working on things now. Over at the carpenter's shop, we have a few different things that are differences. Let me just light this up real quick. I didn't have enough pumpkins for everything, so I just kind of had to pick and choose. But yeah, we've been using the Bibliocraft shelves for a little bit easier storage of the wood. I was using TFC's defaults, but this entire place got way too full, and I couldn't find any of the woods. There's no point storing wood unless you can find it, so moved it down here. Now I can find it, now I can use it. I opened up the iron mine and got about 40 ingots worth of ore out of that, so I'm gonna go ahead and start that up for you guys. Working on making lots of bricks for something later on this episode. Let's grab the ore first. Let's grab 2 stacks for right now. Got some extra charcoal, let's grab that. And then let's grab the stacks worth. So let's open up the bloomery doors. Right click until you have a full block. At which point you can close the doors. Then we are going to want to stand up here and toss in some ore. Start with 8 pieces. Let's try to match it. And you can see if it doesn't have enough. Actually, that's a good question. Why is that doing that? Okay, there we go. I was about to say, if it doesn't have enough, it's gonna just kind of sit on top, but yeah, just like that. Do you see it? So it doesn't have enough of the ratio. So we throw in a few more, come on. And we'll leave one sitting on top. Now, when you come here to the bottom, you can see that the entire 3 tall stack holds 24 coal and 24 ore. Then let's just go ahead and grab our fire starter, right click it and let it run. It should take roughly about 15 hours. But it does not need to be babysit, especially if you leave that piece on top, because it will use the coal as it burns. So as long as you leave an extra one on top, it should not have any issue. Okay, we'll collect those up later. On to the next thing I wanted to show you guys, fishing. Fishing, fishing, fishing. Oh boy. How do I put this gently? If you know what you're doing, it's not hard. If you don't know what you're doing, it's insanely hard. So I'm going to endeavor to show you what I've seen works for me. Basically, you get yourself a fishing pole, and for that, the recipe is this right here. I didn't show you the recipe for the shelves either. Here, let me show you that. It's just simple, okay? There. Then you right-click. It has 3 different stages. There you go. You just saw all 3. At the furthest stage, it throws pretty far. You wait for a little message to come up in the bottom left, or wherever your text is placed. And you wait for a bite. Now, after you actually get a bite, you basically hold down the right-click button, and it'll get the fish closer and closer and closer. Now, as far as the size of the fish, it seems to depend a lot on your butchering level, but at the same time, there's an awful lot of randomization. Using the same techniques and same methods, I've been able to get a fish at 5.6 ounces, and I've also been able to get a fish at 1.6. And that's with the same butchering skill too. Now you see how the fish is having trouble? That's because you're not at the same level. So if you just hop in the water, you can grab it. Now what I've noticed is because it's not affected by distance, and it works easier if you're already in the water, if you aim up a little bit, hold down and just let go, it's pretty close to you. And then once you actually get a fish to spawn in, come on. I just got a bite on it too. It's a bit of a patience thing too, so it's a bit obnoxious. But if you're starving to death, it's a great way to bring up your butchering skill and not starve to death. So, a day's worth of fishing will give you 2 days worth of food. So it's not a horrible exchange. It's just not. It's not great either. See? No issue. The moment it had a bite, I reeled it in. There we go. And yeah, you could argue that the other one was larger, but the other one also took longer to get caught on your hook too. So I'm not really sure exactly the details that are behind that. If you do know, leave a comment. Only thing I can figure out is it's not dependent on where you cast the rod. It's more dependent on how long you have to wait before the fish gets there. I don't know, it's a very random thing. If you have any clue about what the inner workings are, let me know. Anyhow, I'm going to pull this up, and then we are going to go take a look at our bloomery. See you in a few. Okay, we are back. And the bloomery just finished, you can tell because the light's off. If you have any doubts on that, you can come up here and you see that the only thing left is at the very bottom. So we just open up the doors and take our pickaxe. See? Raw bloom. And we just pull it on out. There we go. Now, it has 6 ingots worth, okay? And we put in 16, 4, that's 6 ingots worth. So each time we run this with 25 units at 24 pieces, we're gonna get roughly about 6. If you don't do it that way, if you decide to go with a 1 tall chimney, you're still gonna get a good result, but it's gonna give you 200 units, and you have to use up 8 coal every time you start it. So it's very inefficient to do it that way. So I'm just going to get it started again on the next one. And then we are going to take a look at seeing what the iron can do for us. And come on, register the new click. There we go. Yep, and there we go. That's going to be working away for us. In the meantime, let's go ahead and heat up this thing. And I will come back when it is heated up. Oh, and if you saw all the mud bricks and the dirt, I'm hoping sometime this episode I can go over how to make chimneys for buildings. I have a really, really awesome idea, and I'd like to kind of share it with you. So, we will be back when this is all heated up. Okay, we are back. And as you can see, the temperature is about as high as it will get. I did warn you guys that this is not going to take your iron or your steel all the way up to the melting point. You cannot lose your iron or steel in a unbellowed forge. You can't do it. So let's just go ahead and refine this on down. And then let's go ahead and split it. And then we can take these and refine them again. From there, we can't do anything because we don't have a iron anvil. But if we do this enough, what we can do is we can get enough iron together to get us ourselves a iron anvil. All in all, not a bad haul. Which one's been worked before? That one's been worked. Okay. And once again, as I did mention, you can simply just go ahead and throw these in here and go AFK. It does not matter. You will not lose anything. Let's pull that out and throw that in. That's actually why I kind of like working with it better. See? No fear of losing it. Just don't be a dumbass and start billowing it. Cause then yeah, you sure will lose it. That's not a you can, that's a you will. So I'm just gonna weld these up together real quick and actually, you know, that won't take very long. I'll just do that on camera. So yep, we're already halfway there to getting ourselves a wrought iron anvil. And then we can do some really cool stuff with it. This should get us one double ingot away. So we just have to do one more run of the bloom before we can get ourselves not only our wrought iron anvil, but 4 extra ingots to work with. So now let's move on to something else. We will need to get some more charcoal before that happens though. That has 4 hours left. Let's see, does this have a side that I want to use? Yeah, I probably want to use that side, but I need to move those. I'll do that later. I'm looking for a good example right now. One that I can do quick and easily on camera for you guys. So that way I can just move on with my life. Yeah, let's use this one. This one's a good example. It'll give you the basic blueprint of what I'm doing. So that way you guys can just do it on your own. Though I did forget these were in here. For the time being, let's just go ahead and remove the stairwell. We will be moving it over here. But you guys have already seen me put a stairwell on, so you don't really need me to show you that. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and grab our pickaxe and shovel. Let's pull that up. And we don't want that as farmland. We could be just happy with that being regular dirt. Okay, so the principle first. Let's go ahead and light this up real quick to make sure that we don't get any unpleasant pesterings while we're working. Okay, the basic principle is you knock out a plus sign in your wall. For the sake of time, and I don't usually do this, I usually am just patient and wait it out. But I'm sure you guys don't want to just sit here all day. So, hope you guys appreciate me using durability on it. Anyhow, yeah, you get a shape just like this. You punch out a plus sign, you put 9 high back, and then you just pillar on up until you hit the roof. Let me turn that off. Sometimes I forget I have these things on. And there's the basic shape. And that's the basic concept. Is it done? No. Is it anywhere close to being done? No. But I will be back after I clean it up a little bit so that I can show you a little bit more about what I'm doing without having to let you guys sit and wait on just me constantly punching blocks. So be back soon. Okay, and welcome back. First thing you'll notice is I did take that piece out, and then I basically laid down a hearth here, okay? Next thing you'll notice, I put the stairs over here and fixed this floor. And then I removed all of the wood between the pieces that we made on the top and the pieces we placed on the bottom. Now it's just a simple thing of just bringing it on down. Of course, you don't want to leave it like that because you don't want to fall through it. So you put things right there, okay? See it? Get it? Got it good? Okay. Then, I've noticed that this particular piece does not look very nice here. Is that a vertical? No, yeah it is, so. There we go, regular. So we just take it out and replace it. It makes it look nicer from the outside. Let's grab our chisel. Cannot speak today. Don't know why. Slab these down halfway. Slab the top. Just like that. Okay, and then we are done on this part. We can then go downstairs. Grab some more mud bricks. Throw them there. Yeah. And then do the same design. Table's in the way. There we go. See, we want that one to go. Now, the only reason I put these on the outside is it gives it a really nice accent. If you decide to do something like this. Though, you could also just make it a little skinnier, and it still looks very good. Let's go ahead and throw our cooking block back down. And the reason why I have that here is because you cannot cook on mud bricks. It has to be, I don't know, it has to be something other than mud bricks, because that doesn't work. Smooth stone looks really nice. Regular raw stone works. Logs work. So, yeah. With that being said, you will notice that there is a hole on the side of the house. I did that basically to remove the one log that was here, but it doesn't look right if you only remove the one log. So what we're gonna do is going to put those there and bring the logs that we removed and place them back here. Now, optionally, what you can do... Actually, no, my axe was already there. And I think that this one looks probably the best. So you can place a mud brick there. And there you go. Now, if you're into chiseling, you can put one here and put stairs just crossing up that way. Same thing on this side. But then on this corner right here, you just cap it with a single block. So not a whole block like this, but a single little cube of that block. So now it has a chimney. And now if you look inside, it has a nice cooking area. What we'll do here, and yes, you can see some wood. I'm not too worried about that, because we'll put a barrel here to catch the rainwater. We'll be able to prepare our food here and cook our food here. So this is literally a one-stop cooking shop for your house. And all you have to do is sacrifice 3 blocks on the outside, and a fair bit of mud bricks. Still waiting on getting some more diorite so I can finish up this floor. However, the mud bricks do take up some of the floor, so that should make it a bit easier. And I'm going to do that with the rest of the houses. I think they all basically need to have a fireplace or chimney. And I'm thinking about getting barrels in all of them too. Let me check how long the recording's going. And it's going pretty decently. I will have to make myself a new copper chisel. Hopefully I can do that on our new iron anvil. Let me see, what else is there? Yeah, that's about it. And the next, oh, I did some landscaping over here. That's what else there was. Did some landscaping over here. Don't worry about this. That's not a permanent drop. I just didn't want to waste the durability putting the dirt back. I accidentally cut it down to here, but then I realized I needed road here. So the road's just going to lay right on top of that. Did not have enough space in this section to build anything, or this section to build anything. A lot of things came close, but this ravine just keeps getting in the way. And since I'm going to have the ravine as part of my wall, I'm just going to conserve that space and just build the wall there and then find out how much space I have afterwards. On the next episode, we will be making the inn. Interesting fact about this one, that road's up there, that road's down there, it will be split level. So look for some fun, and I will be doing an awful lot of building on camera. Till then, talk to you later.